Good morning. It's Kentucky Derby Day, the Run for the Roses.
I'm Carol Sutton, and this is Johnny Ray, and we are ready to give you some picks today. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't followed Horsemen's Park yet, go ahead and follow us because we'll be here on Saturdays for all the live races. We'll be here to give you tips. And be sure to check in to the best party in town and the only party where you can bet here live at the Kentucky Derby. All right?
Fantastic. Carol Ann Sutton, and you use what to handicap?
Well, I use Predictiform because I'm new school, and it's an algorithm. And Johnny, you use?
The daily racing form because I'm old school.
All right, well today we're going to pit our picks against each other and see if we can find a couple common horses, but at the end of the day I have a feeling we're going to see who comes out on top. But let's go ahead and start with your picks, Johnny. I am curious, I am dying to know, who do you like?
Well, I just want to tell you, if I lose today, you get my watch. You understand? Okay? All right? And what, do I get anything?
I'm putting in my hat.
Oh, great. Great. We're
All
off to a good start.
Hey, this hat contest today has a $3,000 prize, so you actually could win quite a bit of money off this hat. So keep in mind, oh, by the way, the hat contest starts at 4:30. Don't miss it today.
Yes,
all right?
Be there by 4 o'clock.
Be there or be square.
Before
yes.
I do my selections, just want to say live racing returns next Saturday at 2, and it's opening day. Special performance by the world famous Budweiser Clydesdales.
Ooh.
Live at Horsemen's Park, and the hat contest, as you know, $3,000, and we have a gift shop located in the beer garden today. Stop by and purchase this year's Talk Derby to Me t-shirt and other souvenirs. And you've got some cleaning up to do down here too, huh? Next Saturday?
Do.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder, next Saturday they'll offer a shuttle service. So ladies, if you want to wear your high heels next Saturday, they have a shuttle service from Ralston Arena over here, and you can get door service dropped off at the door. So feel free to park over there and get dropped off. Also, quick reminder, post time is at 5:50 today, but do not wait until 5:50 to start putting your bets in. Get here super early and start putting your bets in extremely early. I just personal experience, 5 o'clock the windows will start getting crowded, so go ahead and get your bets in very early. And also, if this is your first visit to Horsemen's Park, know that they have food. It's fabulous, and they post their daily specials online almost every day, and they have food 7 days a week. Personal favorite meal here is their chicken fried steak. It's fabulous.
And I'll go for the lasagna, so there.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
Well, we are ready for our picks section, and here are my selections, and I will go one by one, Carol, on why I like these horses. To win, I like two horses very, very much. Number 8, Tacitus, and this 3-year-old is remarkably bred. It has done nothing wrong, and I'll tell you something, very nimble. And that's the kind of horse you need in a 19-horse field. And let's go to number 16. Of course, we're talking about Game Winner. Game Winner was last year's juvenile champion, and he's number 16. And why I like him so much is that he didn't need to win any of the races this year to get qualified for the Kentucky Derby.
Explain that a little bit to me.
It's a point system.
Okay.
And so he won the juvenile, so he won enough points to garner himself in the starting gate. And let's say a horse that needed points was Wakova, who had to win the Bluegrass to get in. And also Will to Win, I think, had to get at least second to get in the Derby. So that's one angle. Another angle is that this is owned by Gary and Mary West, and they have been in the breeding business and racing business, Carol, for many, many a year, and they aim for this race. It's the only thing they haven't won is a Kentucky Derby. Now, for a couple of shots, number 13 for me is a horse, Code of Honor. Now, Shug McGahee trains this 3-year-old, and if you notice, it is with Johnny V, okay? and it worked out the fourth best in 80 out of 28, excuse me. But for that day, 3-year-olds working out, it was the best of 185 workouts. So what he's doing for a horse that has been closing, what he did was put some speed into Code of Honor. So that's number 13. And the 7-horse Maximum Security, he is one of 2 horses that have won a race wire to wire. Only 2 out of 19. So number 7 and number 13 are the horses that have won wire to wire. Not saying that they need to do it today, but it's unusual in this day of speed. The only 2 horses. So those are my top line horses. And then I added number, 13, 14, number 14 and 17. Win was flying in the stretch. It got in trouble early. I like it late. And number 17 is Roadster. This horse last year was Bob Baffert's off-the-cuff pick. If he had to say, he said, I think Roadster might be my best horse, even over Game Winner. Okay?
Sell me this horse, Johnny. I have a big problem with this horse.
Okay.
I look at predictive form, I look at DRF. He doesn't have the numbers, but I know he's a sneaky pick. Baffert loves him.
Yes.
Explain to me what you see in him that makes him special.
Very little. He's not the top of my ticket, but his running style fits. I don't think, Carol, that we're going to have a crazy fast early pace.
I don't see that either. I do not see a pace meltdown scenario this year. I don't see the early speed. I don't see any. Usually it's 4 early front runners and the pace meltdown happens. I don't even see 3 early front runners this year to have the pace meltdown happen. I see 2 at best.
Okay.
And I couldn't agree more. And I think the only reason why I agree with your pick on the 17 is because he's got the sparkle in Baffert's eye. That's the only reason why I also agree with you on that one.
Okay.
So, okay.
Well, that's Johnny Ray Gomez's old school daily racing form. I can't wait to hear the predictive form style of handicapping from Carol Ann Scott. Give it to us.
Okay, well, we agree on some horses, Johnny.
Oh, all right.
Just go ahead and put your tickets in now. I couldn't agree more with you on Maximum Security, but I like him for different reasons than you.
Okay.
So on the predictive form side, he blows everyone out of the water. On predictive form, there's a thing called a reversal, and that's when a horse basically jogs the beginning of the race.
You're covering your microphone. Okay.
Sorry, when the horse jogs the beginning of the race and then sprints the last half of the race. That's considered a high-class horse. And it's very unusual that the horse would have that kind of ability. And this is one of the few horses. While the other horses can run reversals, this horse run a deep reversal, meaning he should come off of this and run a blowout next out. This is that race. This horse is set up to run a monster. And not only did he run a monster last out, this is going to be his next monster race. I see nothing but speed ahead for this horse, and I think he can go wire to wire. Same analysis. Not only that, he has one of the fastest times in the bunch. And Jason Service, his barn is hot right now. There's no denying it. And Saez scares me a little bit as a jockey, but first time for everything. Number 10, this horse is kind of an enigma. He switched to Mike Smith yesterday morning.
Yes.
But this is another one where the predictive form numbers are solid. He woke up suddenly at Sunland. And Sunland is kind of a strange key race to come out of, but his figures are undeniable. He has one of the best times in the bunch. And Pletcher seems to have entered 2 horses here that are pretty tricky picks. I really do like Spinoff also as one of my top picks. Undeniable numbers. They're both reversals into stretch outs, and that is one of the best designations that you can get in the predictive form world. And Pletcher's a very astute trainer. He put both of them at a shorter distance right before the Derby, and then he managed to tweak both of the horses so that when they stretch out in this race, they should both improve significantly when they pull off into the Derby. My only question is, though, which of these horses is the rabbit and which is the hare? Because he never enters two horses in the race with the intent to both have them run 1 and 2. He usually uses one as the burner and one as the actual target horse. And so which one do you think he is trying to use as the target horse, Johnny? That is my question to you today, is which one do you think is he aiming to win? Last night I thought it was Spinoff. This morning I woke up and I think it might be Cutting Humor after a second look.
I think him naming Mike Smith sort of gives us a lean toward Cutting Humor, and that is an angle that 2015 Todd Pletcher had a horse Firing Line, and that horse finished second in the Kentucky Derby after winning in Sunland. So here we go with 2015. Will it move forward to 2019? We'll see.
And funny you should bring up Firing Line. He also ran a new pace top into a reversal going into the Derby that year.
You had that one, I remember.
Same pattern,
yes.
Same exact designation, going straight in. So if you are a predictive form player, this is a repeat, I feel like, of that same horse. And had it not been for Pharaoh that year, Firing Line would have been a monster horse. Another horse that I really do like, Improbable. I feel like you can't ignore him. My only concern is that he's already hit his ceiling. He's ran a 77, 77, 77 consistent in predictive form, but can he break the 80 ceiling? And it's going to take an 80 as your final figure today in predictive form to win this. Probably an 82 even if you really want to blow the doors off the barn today. For some couple horses that we want to agree on too here, Tacitus or Tacitus, you said he's nimble. I couldn't agree more with that analysis. The issue that I have with him though is that he's just a hair below on some of his predictive form figures. What do you think of Belmont? Here's my question to you. Do you trust him as a trainer in the Kentucky Derby?
Well, he hasn't won one. Today's the day, maybe.
Okay. Is this the horse?
Yes, he's bred regally, top and bottom, and I give him a big shot in here.
Okay, that's my key. I don't know much about breeding. Johnny is the expert. I trust his opinion up, down, and sideways when it comes to breeding figures. Win. Here's my other horse. My issue with this horse is that while he's good, he's been inconsistent, and he did have that stumble in the last race. However, his top figures still don't quite match up. He's an A- when there are some A pluses and some A's in this ball game. However, he is set to improve in this race, so he has a legitimate chance. He has some great figures.
Can I add on win?
Yeah.
I figured out that he would have got, instead of an 88 buyer, he would have got possibly 97 or 98, and we'd be all picking him on the buyer line because of so much trouble. So that's why I threw him in.
That's an excellent point. And I think he's a very legitimate contender. I can see him absolutely coming in first and second, and there should be no one that should be surprised if he does that. Anyone that would bet him, if he goes off at 10-1, that should be a bargain. If he goes off at 15-1, I'd be shocked. Can I just say, we should bring in an honorable mention.
Yes.
Game winner, no one should be surprised. He'll be bet way down. How do I put this? I think he's overrated. I'll just leave it at that.
I think that they knew what they had and they didn't need to win the first two preps, and that's what old school does, and new school, predictive form, says possibly not.
I don't know if we've seen the best of the best from him, because when I look at his numbers, he's got slow figures across the board. He's got minor ratings. His numbers just, we haven't seen what he can do yet, and that scares me. I'll say that much. Am I going to leave him out of my exotics? Absolutely not. I'm not crazy. But do I think he can win? On paper, the paper says no. The computer says no.
Okay.
And then I feel like I need to bring up one horse in particular that I was super excited that drew in. I was heartbroken that Omaha Beach
Scratched.
Yeah, yes. But, okay. That said, what is his name? Bodie Express drew in, and I absolutely love this horse. So he has got some phenomenal numbers in predictive form. And Delgado Gustavo is a fabulous trainer out of Gulfstream, and he really knows what he's doing with the speed horses. And this horse has got speed for days up front, and if he gets out in front, I think he could go wire to wire and could quite possibly do it.
Well, that's a big shocker.
And 50
Yeah.
to 1, I think this horse will go off at 99 to 1, and it's crazier things have happened. That's all I'll say, especially if we've got mud today.
He's by Empire Maker. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know much about the breeding. I don't know much about Empire Maker, but Predictive Form rates him as a real possibility. So
Well, that's why she's the blonde bomber. She comes up with long shots. Remember, throw in 21, number
Don't-
21.
just don't
Well,
ignore him. That's all
yeah.
I ask. Don't leave him completely out. Put a $2 ticket in if you're feeling wild. There's
Well,
such
let's show our picks again.
a short picks.
Okay.
Okay.
And good luck, young lady.
Good luck to you too.
My gosh.
Okay.
My gosh, this is fun. These are our selections.
This is
Uh,
fun.
Okay.
Yes.
So, again,
Okay, and I think we had kind of a fun challenge for the crowd too out there. We want to know what your picks are today, and we're giving away some prizes to find out what your picks are. So if you want to comment underneath the video who you think will win, the number of the horse who you think will win, we're giving away 3 $10 vouchers to wager here at Horsemen's Park. We will find out who won next week, and then we will do a live drawing on air. We'll put your name and hat, and we'll draw live on air to find out who won. So, in case you're watching at work and you can't hear the sound, prizes.
yes.
Turn on the volume later. Prizes, and comment below, and then we will draw next week. All right?
Handicapping is fun. Horse racing is fun. Nothing bigger than the Kentucky Derby at Horsemen's Park, 63rd and Q Street. Carol Ann Sutton, Predictive Form.
Johnny Ray Gomez, Daily Racing Form, and quite possibly the new champion at Horsemen's Park. I like your picks, Johnny.
I like yours, especially that last one. But we've got the hat going, and I'm going to give you my watch if you beat me, young lady. And it wouldn't be the first time. She's sharp.
Johnny, you know, more than anyone I know I've ever met when it comes to all kinds of class in more ways than one.
Oh, well, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. I think you're trying to, smooth me over here. Hope you're having fun.
Come on down to
Facebook Live.
Horsemen's Park today. See
That's
you.
right.
Happy Derby Day.
Ladies, $3,000 for the best hat. Get here.